Okay, gonna try to give this a shot. It looks like we're good. I need you guys to give me some confirmation. Can you hear me? Can you see me okay? Are we good to go? All right, cool. Thanks, Alan. Appreciate it. Man, a little bit of a crazy night for me, guys. So if you're visiting for the first time, you're watching this live stream for the first time, welcome. Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad, and this channel is specifically dedicated to being your own boss, whatever that might be. For me, I was able to be my own boss when it came to stock trading, and so that is why we have Stock Watch Sunday. I trade penny stocks for a living and generate all kinds of other income in other ways, and so that's what this channel has evolved into, is being able to help you become your own boss. You want to leave that 9 to 5? Well, this is the channel for you because we got ways to help you do that. So welcome. Stock Watch Sunday is basically just intended for people to see what it is that I see how I find potential in runners that can make you money in the stock market. And so you can see a lot of the folks that are tuning in. I'd like to encourage you, if you have a stock that you want me to take a look at and give my opinion on, please leave detailed description of why it is that you see value in that particular stock, so that I got something to go off of in the chat there as you see people tuning in. I'm going to welcome some folks here. Man, Alan, thanks for the donation, man. Really appreciate that. As you can see, I've changed some things up as far as my little recording studio, if you will, goes. I'm still tinkering around, experimenting, as I always do on this channel, so just bear with me there. So definitely appreciate the donate, man. Always love you, buddy. Raquel, good to see you. Quick Red Fox, what's going on, man? R. Hanks, Jennifer, what's going on? Josh, good to see you. Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, so just a way to be late. So I actually should have explained myself a little bit. So the reason why I am late is because it's storming like crazy. The summer heat and the front that's coming through. My future brother-in-law had a golf ball sized piece of hail that he was holding in his hand and sent me a picture of it. It's been a little bit of crazy. So my power actually went out briefly, and so I was just trying to make sure the storm passed, so that's why I'm a little bit late. So what's going on, Shark? MN Silver says leave a like if you haven't. Yes, to show me some additional support and to show you the stocks that I'm watching for this week for absolutely free, give me a thumbs up. I certainly would appreciate it. You want to see some more content such as this, also subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. So Rafa looks like it's going to go tomorrow, so that is actually one that we're going to be going over. Is Rafa a monster move on Friday? Was not expecting that, but we will be. I'll be going over that and giving my thoughts on that as well. Okay, so let's get started. So let's see here. WMTM is going to be the first one that I'm watching this week. I got into this. We talked about this last week, and I believe the week before. So this had a custodianship back in April, and you can see when the custodianship happens. Sometimes when you see a custodianship occur, which if you're not familiar with what a custodianship is, think of it as a used car salesman goes and buys a car from the auction. They fix it up. They sell it to somebody who wants to buy it. Makes it look nice, makes it look pretty, and that's basically what a custodianship is. These custodians come in, the quote-unquote used car salesman comes in, buys a shell, cleans it up, and sells it to basically the highest bidder or somebody who's willing to reverse merge or go public. And they will do that by, finding a custodian who's cleaned up a shell and merged their company in. And so WMTM looks like it could be one to do that. Now, I got into this one. I am on free shares. It has ran 400% since myself and the folks that are in the morning mentorship first laid eyes upon this thing. We had this on our watch list since April. Sometimes these custodianships take time, and this one actually moving rather quickly. So looking at WMTM, I think that the merger candidate is going to be coming through probably sometime this week. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you look at currently on is We Trade HQ, go check that out. It's WeTradeHQ.com. It's a great social platform to be a part of, and I'll go into that in a little bit. But Once Broke Mama basically put this out. This is a custodianship form, and she highlighted here on June 26th, the custodian concluded negotiations with the best candidate and is now in the process of executing transacting documents. Custodian expects to bring corporate current by July 5th, which we're still waiting on filings. Shortly thereafter, expects to give notice of a shareholders meeting to approve the transaction and elect officers and directors. So, what's going to be happening with WMTM? I think the increase in volume here is going to lend itself to sometime this week. We probably should see something as far as filings are concerned. We're a little bit late on their expected time, but such is life in the OTC. Sometimes you see that, sometimes you have that. I think that with this, I think that you'll see probably those filings drop this week. If filings drop this week, this is going to go off. So if you see value in this one, if you see potential as I do, look for a fair value price for WMTM. I'm not saying to just hop in on this at the open on Monday. I don't think that is a smart decision. Look for areas that lend you opportunities to get into. So I'm going to zoom in here just a skosh. And folks within my morning mentorship have told me that they don't know what skosh is, but it just means a little bit. They pick on me with some of my little isms here and there. But I think that a fair value price would probably be somewhere around 2.5 cents. Maybe even if it gets as low as 2, I would say that's probably a decent area to get into. Just looking here on the chart, I think that's a good spot. If you go back to the daily chart, it's just starting to turn back up. So I think that this trend will continue on the daily chart. Going back to the 1 hour, I think that there's an argument that can be made anywhere between 2 to 2.5 cents. That could be a nice cheap spot to get in at if you see value in WMTM. Now, if for whatever reason you see filings that come out on WMTM on Monday, then you're going to have to make a decision. Are you willing to let it run without you? I wouldn't suggest chasing any stock. I don't believe in chasing stocks after they run. But make that decision. Scale yourself in, manage that risk. We talk about it all the time. WMTM, one to watch out for, especially if those filings hit. So be on the lookout for that. Once those filings hit, we'll find out who's merging into this shell. And if it's a huge company, you can bet that it'll take off. And if we're looking at the share structure here, and this is basically old reporting here, but this is all we have to go off of. It's still a relatively small share structure, and given the fact of how it's moved on not a whole lot of volume, I would say that it's still probably somewhere around that area. So I think that we'll see quite a move on WMTM again if those filings hit, and if we find out who's merging into this shell, it could get pretty fun. So there you have it. There's WMTM, definitely one to keep an eye out for. Shark, thanks so much. Bob, thank you so much for donating to the channel. I really appreciate it. You guys are so supportive. I can't thank you enough. You guys are great. Scotia, yeah. So all right. Next one's going to be PRED. So PRED. Let me just pat myself on the back here for a second, okay? PRED, I talked about at length. PRED has been one that I've seen a lot of value in. There's a lot of other folks within my community, within other communities that see a lot of value in PRED. Timothy Sykes is now talking about PRED. I beat you to the punch, big guy. Dropped down to $1.60. $1.60, and I said last Stock Watch Sunday that $1.60 was going to be the bottom, and damned if it wasn't. Okay? Getting back to PRED, it bounced right off of $1, and I said how much bullshit was in that article that came out from Seeking Alpha. It was literally an attack on PRED, and it was quite a gift. A lot of our folks within our morning mentorship and the We Trade HQ fam got into this well under $2, and then it skyrocketed as high as 290s, almost got to $3. I was really hoping for that on Friday. This is the daily chart. So this is, all last week. All you had to do was just buy in on Monday, pretty much. Was the bottom support there, $1.60, hit the nail on the head, and it has since gone up and up and up every day last week. Every day. Looking at the daily chart, it's still really just starting to turn back up from a technical standpoint. It's still relatively low on RSI, has yet to have crossed over on KST as far as the daily chart's concerned, and it looks really good within the Bollinger Bands as well. If I'm looking for a spot here, as far as, hopefully the fire truck isn't too distracting there. With the storm, I imagine there's a lot of activity going on out there, so sorry about that. But looking at this from a chart perspective, if I can identify an area of support, I would say that it's probably not going to come back down under 260. I would be surprised if it did, given the momentum that it's got going right now and the amount of people, the amount of eyeballs that's on PRED. The company is legit, everything about it. I think that we'll still see an uplisting at some point. So yeah, I love it. I love everything about Pred, and so I think that there's a lot going on here. If you can get in under $3, I think you'll be fortunate. Just my opinion on that. So yeah, there you have it with Pred. So Rafa, as mentioned before, somebody had already talked about it this evening. I don't know why it decided to go crazy on Friday, but I'm not complaining. Talked about Rafa several weeks ago. Got in around 6.5 cents on this one, and I am also on free shares here as well, but I think that it's definitely one worth watching. Let me zoom in here again to talk to you about Rafa. So looking at the chart, as you can see, it went up 58% on Friday. No idea why. Sometimes though, when you're looking at something like this and has unusual volume and it'll start to take off, it's usually because somebody knows something somewhere. And given the share structure on Rafa, and real quick before I go to the share structure, they most recently got a new CEO back on the 12th. That was 2 weeks ago. I doubt there's that much of a delayed reaction. Nobody really seemed to care that they got a new CEO, but nevertheless they did. So I just wanted to show that to you real quick. Share structure on this one is quite small. Last reported float was 11 million too. And that was June of this year. So, I think that Rafa still has a lot of room to run if indeed there is something going on here. Lots of times when you see the unusual volume come on, it means that there's some sort of news that could be released this week. I've seen it happen many times before. That's why I look for unusual volume. And so, yeah, I think I think that there's got to be some sort of pullback here. 38-40 cent area probably is the support. If you can determine that that is the support, if it starts to pull back at that area and curl back up, I would say that 40 cents is probably going to be the spot to get in at if there is a pullback. We'll wait and see if next week there's a reason for this run up end of day on Friday. I mean, really, this is the last 30 minutes of the close of the last 30 minutes of the day, the trading day. We saw a huge surge in volume. Everybody was slapping the hell out of this thing. So I don't know why. I really can't tell you why. I'm happy about it. I can tell you that much. From someone who's been in this since 06 and closed up 46 cents, I'm pretty happy. So there you have it with Rafa. I think we'll see a continuation as long as we see some sort of news out of them. If we see nothing and all of a sudden it's just running up, it's probably going to pull back. But like I said, sometimes when you see this, it's usually because there's news on the way. So be on the lookout for that. Rafa, RAFA, what are they? They're a European cannabis company. I love the description of this company. The overview cracks me up. Company profile says, Rapharma is a provider of various health-related ranging from natural supplements to special purpose agricultural aids. It's just weed. That's the agricultural aid. Health-related, it's just all weed and cannabis. Take that for what you will. I mean, they have other stuff, but really, Rapharma has a weed. Look at this. I mean, there's a pot leaf in the middle of the company brand. That's their logo. So that just cracks me up. All right, so next one is going to be AURI. AURI came out with news on Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, Friday. discussing that they have a major acquisition that's taking place. Terms and conditions of the new deal specify the completion of all the filings and disclosure statements, as well as achieving a successful upgrade to OTC Pink currents. So they got themselves current. We'll look to see who they're acquiring and what all goodies are going to be in that PR coming up. So keep an eye out on AURI. Share structure, pretty good for this price point. We're looking at 0022 with a share structure. I mean, the OS is 1.1 billion. I highly doubt that the float is anywhere near that. Looking at the chart, you can see that it's really kind of been moving quite nicely on low volume. So that tells me that the share structure, or that the float's not anywhere near that 1.1 billion. I think that I don't know, if I had to guess, it's below a half a billion. It's below 500 million shares in the float, easy, given how this is moving. So keep an eye on this one. AURI, looking out for that acquisition news as to who exactly it is. And the next one, let me just check in with some folks. How we doing? Okay. Again, guys, if you have any questions, any stocks you want me to cover, be happy to do that after I'm done going over my final stock for the day. And yeah. So the last one's TCELL. So this is kind of my lotto play. Anytime that I'm talking to you guys about 000 stocks, just consider them lottos. Okay, this is one of those dark horse ones that I always like to cover. Every now and again, we talk about one on Stock Watch Sunday, and then it goes off, right? Everybody loves 000s because of the amount of potential that you can make from them, but they are always the most dangerous stocks to play. TCELL, though, I think definitely has some promise. There was quite a move on this one last week, and this is why. News came out on TCELL middle of the week last week, basically announcing they were canceling the reverse split. There was a new name change, merger is complete, officer change, and a new Twitter. So basically, I think the big thing here is that they were canceling the reverse split. That was the big news. We'll look to see if there are more catalysts on the way. What I will say is as it relates to Bitcoin, Extra Bitcoin is the new name of the company. And so Bitcoin, obviously we've talked about, stock related or cryptocurrency related stocks. TCELL is now going to be one of them. If I look at BTC at WeTradeHQ.com, I can get real-time movement on this one. 10,614, so it's moved right back up above 10,000. It's actually went up to 11 at one point this weekend. So moving quite nicely. As Bitcoin starts to become more relevant, I think that we'll start to see more cryptocurrency related stocks start to move up as well. So TCELL could be on the forefront of that. We'll see. I doubt it's going to be on the forefront. There's a lot of other more quality cryptocurrency related stocks, but we'll see if this one actually makes a nice pop. Especially what I'm waiting for on TCELL is the actual filing, the disclosure here that officially says the reverse split is canceled. That's what I'm waiting for. I snagged a couple at 0004. Getting the resistance seems to be at 0006. We saw it go up to 0006 quite a bit over the last week. Can't get over that hump. If it does, might see a nice little pop out of TCELL. So I'm not expecting it to go ballistic. Get a good double out of it. Ride your free shares, and you'll be happy with TCELL, I think, as long as we see that filing confirming the cancellation of shares. That's what I'm looking for on TCELL. What's up, Andrew? Good to see you, man. Got scared of TCELL, broke even, so I'm good. Hey, that's fine, and that's the thing is, that's the reason why we call these lottos, because you just don't know if they're going to work out or not. But all signs are pointing that it could. There is potential here, so that's why we're talking about it. Andrew, so the tickers I was talking about was WMTM, PRED, RAFA, AURI, and TCELL. And real quick, not OTC related. Okay. Thanks, Shark. There you go, Andrew. Not OTC related, but I wanted to pull this up, and it's GOLD. Now, I've talked to you guys for the last, 3 months about anything gold related. You could throw a dart at some gold related stock and you could make money if you just left it in there. My favorite one is gold. JNUG has gone off. Folks within my morning mentorship, Blade Runner Zero, I don't know if you're watching tonight, but he's killed it on JNUG. Bought it right after the reverse split, after that G20 summit, which we've talked about, and it has doubled just about. So unbelievable moves with gold, silver, anything precious metal related. Why? Because the stock market is as high as it's ever been. People are worried about the economy. Anytime you see uncertainty going on, and we've seen conflicts. I actually put a video out, I want to say the beginning of June, go back and watch it, about how there's several reasons why precious metals, gold, silver, what have you, will go up. And so a lot of that has been happening. I said that I think that the interest rates are going to be cut by the end of the summer. It looks like it's going to happen this week, maybe even next week. If that happens, I think gold will continue to go up. So I'm going to be very bullish on gold. Having said that, I'm going to look here at the chart. I'm using it on Thinkorswim because I like the specific ticker symbol GOLD. So if you look up GOLD, I like it just because of the low price. You guys know me. I love my volatility. So looking at this, I have basically been just day trading GOLD a lot. There's a lot of opportunities here. It's been so predictable. Comes down to a support level, bounces off of that support level, and continues to go up. It continues to run. We saw new highs of this thing at 1748. I've been talking about this since it was at $11. Actually, $10. I've been talking about it since it was at $10. So it's almost doubled. And you could have just been making a killing on GOLD or your favorite gold stocks. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about this one. If you want to see something that's a little bit more predictable, something that's a little more safe, gold is it right now. Until proven otherwise, gold is it. So, like I said, pick your favorite one, gold related stock, and it is super volatile right now. So, but very predictable. It's bounced off of a lot of support levels. And really has yielded a lot of opportunity for people to make excellent day trades on it. If you're a beginning day trader and you want to make good day trades, look at something like GOLD. This is as easy as they come. So there's my spiel on gold. So let's see here. Now that I've gone over all the stocks, I'm going to go over some of the other ones here. 41 here, only 20 likes. Yeah, let's get some more thumbs up here. Traveling McDuff says, heard an interview with CEO of AUSAF. Sounds like they're going to be making some kind of move in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, AUSAF is a marijuana stock as it relates to Aurora Cannabis. And if anybody who knows about Aurora Cannabis, they're a huge weed company. And they have basically AUSAF is a good sister company. BMMJ is another one that I'm a huge fan of. And so definitely see a lot of promise there with AUSAF. That video came out. Did it come out this week? I think it was the week before. But definitely a lot of promise with AUSAF. If you're interested in investing in weed stocks, AUSAF is definitely a good one to invest in. So yeah. PCTL looks promising, Andrew. It does. PCTL, major move on that one on Friday. It looks like buyout reverse merger in play with strike prices at 04. Debt being paid off. Company has a few patents with company 2. Yeah, so let's look at that one. PCTL made a monster move on Friday. Let's take a look. So again, pulling this up on WeTradeHQ.com. You can talk about this with your friends. This is a forum here on WeTradeHQ. You can talk about your thoughts here, share it with people as you're doing technical analysis on this bad boy. So let's take a look at the 30-minute chart and talk about this one. So PCTL went ballistic, as high as a 500% run on Friday. Now, my folks within the morning mentorship, a lot of them got in very early on this one as news came out after hours Thursday night. So the news that came out after hours Thursday night, let's pull that up here. I almost forgot about that, Andrew. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Yeah, here it is. 8K that came out. So as Andrew was talking about, and you can go ahead and pull this up on otcmarkets.com. I was honestly a little taken aback by the 8K that came out. There was so much in it that I didn't react quick enough. And after it ran as much as it did, I was a little leery about taking a position. But I think that there's definitely potential here. So I think one of the big keys, as Andrew was talking about, he said that looks like buyout reverse merger in play. Yes, with strike prices at 0.4, debt being paid off, lots of other good things. I think what's also good here, they will enter into a loan agreement pursuant to which Ontario will make a secured loan of $1.5 million. The proposed transaction, Ontario will use commercially reasonable efforts to complete a transaction to list on TSX, which is the Toronto Exchange in Canada. Lots of good stuff with PCTL. Looking at the chart from a technical perspective, so a lot of times when I'm doing technical analysis and I'm looking at indicators, my favorite indicators are going to be behind your bands, and most recently the KST or no sure thing indicator I like a lot, and RSI. So these are the three indicators that I'm going to use the most. And so when I'm looking at something like this, it's extremely volatile, right? So we're going to look for areas that of confirmation of where we can find supports. And it looks like it started to establish that towards the end of the day. But I'm going to be looking, I'm going to wait till probably about an hour after the market opens to see if it's going to lend me potential to get into a good spot here as far as PCTL is concerned. Completely missed the ball on this one at the open on Friday, but there's definitely promise here for sure. I'm going to go back to the 5-minute chart and just kind of show you that I think that it's looking like it could consolidate around 0.009 or so. I think that if you could get under a penny on this one and we see confirmation of a turn back up on PCTL, you could make a nice decent trade on this one for sure. Share structure is very small. Down here on RSI on the 5-minute chart, it's super low. So we're going to be looking for some sort of confirmation that it's going to turn back up to make a nice little play on PCTL. So thanks for bringing that to our attention, Andrew. Very nice job there. Yeah, I would agree too as well, Andrew. Hopefully dilution is completely done with. What's your thoughts? Shark was asking, what's your thoughts on crude oil with Iran grabbing a British oil tanker? So my thoughts on crude oil. So think about this. So crude oil actually went up. Remember when Iran allegedly attacked the oil tanker? We saw oil go up, right? So, I'm no expert on oil futures or anything like that. I will encourage you guys, if you are part of the WeTrade HQ community and you want to talk to somebody with more expertise on those types of futures, I would highly recommend the Profit Room. Latoya or L. Smith within the Discord chat, definitely reach out to her. Even Don Fran and Cameron, with those three mentors within our WeTrade HQ community, you can go for free in our Discord group and chat it up with them. They are our experts when it comes to futures plays. I do think, though, that considering the last time that Iran meddled in a bunch of crap as it pertains to oil started to go up. So I think, to your point, with Iran grabbing a British oil tanker, I think that we'll start to see oil also continue to go up. But like I said, I would really reach out to one of those mentors because I think that they have a little bit more credibility when it comes to making comments on that than I would. Just because I'm a simple day trader or simple penny stock trader, and I think that they would have a much better, more informed opinion on that. So be sure to check them out. Yeah, ETFs I think will probably be a good way to go. Definitely reach out to Don or the Profit Room mentors. They will definitely be able to help you out. So INKW did come out with a tweet about them ordering more stuff to get themselves going. Still very much a fan of INKW. Alan, STTH, I do apologize for not getting back to you on that one. Let me go back here. Had news on the 18th, but didn't move much. It hasn't moved much. and I don't think that it's going to. They've had some dilution, so not sure if I'm a big fan of STTH. They've had good pops in the past, struggling right now. Looking over a couple of other ones here real quick. BNGI. Sure, Alan, no problem. BNGI, and I saw an IGEX. So let's take a look at that real quick, and then we'll call it a night. Okay, how about that? So a BNGI. Let's look at that one first. BNG Inc. Price at 0003. Now, like I said, everything that when I talk about 000 stocks, we're already going to assume that it's what? A lotto play, right? So anything is priced at 000s, we're already automatically going to assume that it's a lotto. So let's take a look. So that's the first thing I'm going to look at. I'm going to look at the chart whenever I'm doing due diligence. I don't even really need to pull up indicators here because indicators don't mean anything really when it comes to trips. It really doesn't. So then I'm going to go and look up BNGI on OTC markets and see what's going on here. So the first thing that I always look at, security details. Give me that share structure. 3.6 billion in the float, last reported January 31st, 2019. How much you want to bet that it's probably close to this number? Okay. So the first thing when I'm looking at something like this, I'm not even going to look any further than, I'm not even going to pay attention to the news. Reason being is because the OTC right now, summertime, low volume, which means that there's not a whole lot of money moving in and out of the OTC, which means that something like this with a share structure like that, it's going to take a boatload of money to move that thing, a ton. And considering that there's not enough money moving around as it is in the OTC in the summer, I don't think that this is going to be something that moves no matter what the news is. So I mean, unless they're planning on canceling 3/4 or retiring 3/4 of their share structure, I don't see that going anywhere. So I don't even need to go any further. I look at the share structure and say, I'm out. Way too heavy. Way too many shares to get through. It's probably not going to move no matter what the news is. Okay? So hopefully that helps you when you're looking to do some more due diligence and working on a lot of this on your own. And last one is IGEX. So I know that a lot of people are interested in IGEX. IGEX has been a little bit frustrating, I think. It never really seems to get out of its own way. And what I mean by that is it's like they come out with PRs and news that seems halfway decent. They just can't move. I do like it. I'm not saying that I don't. I actually do like IGEX. What's going to move IGEX is if they can get rid of this, the stop sign. Security details, last reported from the transfer agent, the share structure isn't terrible considering the price that it's at. 0012, so it's just barely out of the trips. It has come back down in 000 range recently this month. It's really struggling to get back up over 0012. So if it breaks 0012 with some decent volume, we could see a nice little move out of IGEX. But we really need those filings. Need them to get current. Get their Qs and their Ks up to date. Get rid of that stop sign, and I think we'll really start to see IGEX move. So that's my take on that. Maybe put it on your watch list this week to see if the filings show up. And I think that they will at some point. But I don't think IGEX is going to move unless we see them. So, Alley Cat, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't care if it's the president. I don't care. I don't care who's taking over the company. I really don't. That share structure is ridiculous. It's insane. You might be good for to flip it, and I could not in good conscience say that there's anything about that I like. Like I said, I don't care who's a part of it. I don't care what the news is. A 5 billion share OS is insane. That is a lot of shares to work through. So like I said, unless they cancel a ton of those shares, and I'm talking 75% of that share structure they need to take care of and retire. And the only way that I see that happening is probably through a reverse split. That's probably the most likely scenario, that they reverse split. And why would you want to get in at 0003 and then have an RS on top of that? So that's just going to be a no for me, dog. All right. Yeah, right. The rural dad. So Jeff knows what I'm talking about. All right, guys. So that's going to cut it for me. Alan says there's 50 people here live, so give me some more thumbs up. Hopefully I get up to 50 thumbs up. I certainly would appreciate it. If you guys are new and you want to see more of Stock Watch Sunday and stock-related content, please subscribe to this channel. Be on the lookout tomorrow, though, for my Barcast. So I'm having a blast with the Barcast stuff. My business partner, Christian, and I talk about business. So We Trade HQ is my business. I'm the CEO, co-founder of We Trade HQ with my partner, Jake, and Christian is my strategic officer. Really great guy, and we just talk about our businesses. And so what I feel that's happening to my channel is that I love stock trading. I love everything about it. But the whole point of me teaching people how to trade stocks was to be able to maybe get you out of that 9-to-5 job. Sure, the side hustle money is nice, but I've been able to do this for a living. I've been able to quit my 9-to-5, and so my whole purpose of doing this was being able to get people to quit their 9-to-5. But what I've realized is that I'm not just good at stock trading. I'm good at running a business now too. I mean, it's been quite successful. So that's what we talk about. We talk about our journeys. And so if you're interested in just being an entrepreneur of anything, check out the Barcasts on Monday. They'll be airing at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow is going to be super awesome. You're going to love every minute of that Barcast. Incredible story that Christian's going to give everybody. Just unbelievable. It's really awesome. So go check that out. Subscribe, and if you guys want to be part of my morning mentorship where I go live with folks from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern time, right before the market opens and right after, and then I'm with you throughout the whole day via our Discord chat. The links are down in the description below. People that are tuning in right now within the chat that are in there can attest as to how valuable it is for a little amount of money, so go check that out as well. I certainly would appreciate that, and as always, guys, I will see you all before the bell, and B. Smith is out. Have a great week.